Maclunky.
Welcome to the round 5 of Swiss match between Tyler and Krusher, brought to you by Maclunky Gaming. Joining us today with expert commentary are Tower number 9 and Chrono. Enjoy the match.
Yep.
All right, Tyler on the left versus Krusher on the right. Double yellow Boba versus command Boba, and here we go.
The man, the Krusher, what a name.
Yeah, both players using 30 HP bases, and I believe perhaps both players using 30 HP bases from set 2. Not that that does anything, but you know.
Yep. Flavor win. Do we know who's going first? It looks like Tyler might have the initiative, is what I'm seeing, maybe. So with Boba Yellow being on the play here, I don't know his build, but if he has those resilient early play units like Crafty Smuggler, right, those can make a big difference here to get the game off going in the right direction for them.
Shields can mean a lot. The we were talking earlier about what units can survive the turn 1 Maclunky play, and it's really down to 4 HP units and units that come in with shields.
Yeah, R2 on the rebel side a lot of the times,
yeah.
And Crafty Smuggler or Elite.
Yeah, and I guess technically you could lead off with like Grogu, and that would survive it.
Sure, yeah. I don't know if that's doing much, for your strategy. Yeah.
We saw a nasty Grogu play in game 1 though. It was, dude, that was crazy.
Mercenary gunship. Okay, I don't think that's a start you're looking for, but we'll see.
Mercenary gunship.
No Maclunky though. No Maclunky. Yeah, that's great for them.
Greedo hits the field, but Krusher doesn't have the Maclunky to follow it up. All right, both players can swing for 3. If we're racing, that's pretty favorable for yellow.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, green does not want to be racing. It plays a lot of its strategy is trying to get into that R7, R8 spot, right?
Yeah, and I think the 30 HP greens in particular are kind of banking to try and get some extra time against aggro and get those reinforcement walkers and stuff online.
Exactly.
But it is looking like it's starting off with a space versus ground race.
Yeah, interesting attack there with the Greedo. I wonder what they're waiting.
It could be that he's drawn a Maclunky and wants to get value before bouncing the Greedo.
Yep, I think you're right.
And that's exactly right. Greedo bounces and clears out the Merc gunship. Tyler takes initiative. Ooh, and now Toro is opposed not by Greedo but by Boba Disintegrator.
I think Boba Yellow comes out ahead on this trade though, right? On just raw cards, based on having to use the Maclunky there.
Yeah, it's interesting. So he uses the Maclunky to clear the Merc gunship. Okay, here's a question. Probably you don't do this, but what do you think of the line where you replay Greedo here?
Just the lead off, so just replay Greedo right off the bat.
No, on the previous turn playing Greedo instead of Boba, so that you get to play, are you a lucker there with potentially clearing Toro in one hit, and if you have a 2 cost, you can play that.
If you had a 2 cost, I might consider it. If you had a 2 cost, I might consider it.
Ooh, yeah, okay, so we have a 4-lom ambush into Toro, which doesn't clear him. For a moment, I thought it did, but I'm too used to seeing 4-lom in these Cad Bane decks where you get that extra damage for Underworld. This
is where the 5 health matters a lot.
Yeah, and that's something that's actually been, in my opinion, a pretty big shift in the meta. In set 1, the only 3/5 was Boba Disintegrator, and he was like notably above curve. But there are a lot more options for that now. Ooh. Yeah. Greedo hanging him off with Toro, but Tyler doesn't hit the top deck to clear 4-lom. However, it is another swing with Toro.
He's got another Greedo anyway. Love it.
Is he doing it again?
No, you can only do it once.
Yeah, you can only do it once per turn. You can only do it once per turn, but he does get another Greedo on the field.
If he had flipped for Greedo, that would have been insane. But I don't think.
That would be like potentially game winning there if he had hit the top deck for Greedo.
You're feeling pretty good on Boba Yellow side. You've done 9 damage, right? It's been resilient damage. You've taken cards from your opponent to answer. Boba has not ramped, right? He could have resupply in hand here, but he has not ramped yet. So
and this 4-lom ambushed in, but didn't get a big result with it, thanks to that 3/5 stat line.
And this is one of the situations again. If you don't, with ECL mattering so much, imagine if we could have seen an ECL with 7
Zuckus
fleet.
ambush.
Oh, that's big. That's big.
Zuckus clearing out Toro.
Toro, yep. Toro did do 6 damage though. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's true. And I think it's pretty reasonable to go for the Zuckus ambush here. You know, you would love to ambush Zuckus to kill Boba instead, but with Forlom only on 1 HP, there's a good chance you don't get a chance to do that.
It is scary though, looking at a Greedo with these 2 units though. Like there's a world where if I'm Boba Yellow, I'm attacking into that Zuckus, finishing it off, hoping to flip to kill the Forlom. Right? That's a big play.
Yeah, he could absolutely. He missed his first top deck, but we could absolutely see him hit the second one. Could be big.
Okay, I don't mind that.
Big buff on Greedo instead.
I mean, with them being a little low on resources on the other side, right? You get punished by Maclunky, right? I think.
Another Maclunky here bouncing Zuckus to kill Greedo would be pretty nasty. But on the other hand, it would also, you don't love getting Zuckus off the board as Krusher.
Mm-hmm. And Greedo, well, because Greedo's pinning the leader flip.
Greedo's pinning a Boba flip. He must not have. It's a weird situation. So Krusher can pass, and then if Greedo swings, he can bring out his Boba, who is now no longer pinned. There is a risk of a surprise strike on the next turn.
And the Boba Yellow player I think is in a great spot because they get the untap first. We don't know what's in their hand, but they have a lot of resources now.
Yeah.
Even just getting in for 7 here at this point in the game, you're feeling pretty strong.
Yeah.
And a holdout blast.
And he's got a hot shot. He's hitting for 9.
Or hot shot, yeah. I said holdout back from my Destiny days, but very similar card, but that's big.
Oh, man. Yeah, Krusher is taking very fast damage. He is not in a good spot. I think he's got a... Oh, did he take initiative?
Actually, the chat's bringing up something that is accurate. He was not able to actually bounce the Forlom there. Forlom had 5 attack.
Oh, yeah, that is amazing. You're right. I didn't see it at first, but
That's
because Forlom was buffed by Zuckus, he shouldn't have been a legal target. That is a very good point.
Correct. He could have tapped it, but that does make a pretty big difference in this board state.
That is a major misplay. Unfortunately, I think it's
too late to go back.
It's too late for intervention. But yeah. Good eye on that hyperspace cube. I definitely missed that. However, Krusher has a pretty crushing, overwhelming barrage here, clearing both Boba and Greedo. That's another thing from set 2 here. Zuckus is a 5-cost 6/6, and that is
We're in the range though now where Fire Spray and Toro untaps are going to make a big difference. So we'll see what happens here.
You know, Krusher has to really maintain board control here, and a small slip might be his end. He's taking a lot of damage on base. It's kind of a situation where I don't know if he's playing Black Sun Starfighter and stuff like that, but having a Sentinel up in space might be very convenient to preclude the potential of a Fire Spray hit.
He's thinking if he wants to untap. I don't think you untap here. It is noticeable. That is the 3rd Greedo from the Boba Yellow player. I don't think that's really what you want to be seeing.
Greedo is a strong card at times. He's not reliable though, and that can be quite annoying as well. Oh, okay. He swings into Greedo. You know what? Okay, I was thinking for a moment that he was playing this extremely risky, but the extra health from the overwhelming barrage means Zuckus wouldn't be immediately killed. He could still trade with Toro.
He flips a slave 1 on the Greedo flip. That is rough.
You don't love. Oh wow. Forlom, and now Zuckus can hit real hard. What do you think about the Forlom Zuckus combo? I think it's rather strong.
I think it's extremely strong. The one thing it is tough, right, to get those 2 exact cards together in the right order, but when it happens, it's big. I'm
a bigger fan of Zuckus, at least when you have the ECL available.
I love it with ECL.
He's still a quite playable card even here, and we're seeing Krusher get good results with him, but ECL really helps for when you don't have that Forlom or he didn't stick.
Yeah, and the cards like Commission too. I know they're not on it right now, but that's a big one because you get the untap from Boba a lot of the times. One extra resource, being able to go and find the other piece can be big.
Interesting point. Cloud Rider picking off Zuckuss there. Forlom's bonus stat goes away. And I believe Forlom also loses Saboteur there, which could be relevant if we see a Crafty Smuggler or something.
Yeah, the Boba Yellow player is really behind at this point.
Yeah. That barrage was huge. Merc Gunship.
Not what you want to see.
Can Boba Green just steal this?
100%. Not only can he, but he probably should.
Yeah, he should. I mean, that's wild. I mean, I guess it might be the only thing he's got. Yeah, he can steal this and then ready 2 of his resources with a Boba swing. I think. No, wait, did he kill something this turn?
Yeah, which player? The yellow did kill someone with his Cloud Rider into the Zuckuss.
Right. Okay. So the green player is also an enemy unit has left because the Cloud Rider itself. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now Salacious Crumb showing up, nice annoying unit, and I think he cares a lot more about the healing than the damage ping in this situation.
Yeah, honestly, flipping the Slave 1 off the Greedo flip, that was probably his best option to be able to close this out.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. You know, you do sometimes get into a tough spot with the top deck, but it's worth considering. You know, maybe you also could have flipped some card that isn't important that got you closer to the Fet's Fire Spray there.
Yep. Yeah, he's gonna buy it.
Yep, steal the Mercenary Gunship. Absolutely a strong play here. And this is the downside of Mercenary Gunship. 2 cost 3/2 in space is a great stat line, but you do sometimes get in these situations, especially when you're behind, where the opponent can take control. And now Krusher is in a very dominant position.
Yeah, I think you just scoop it up if you're the Boba Yellow side. I don't know what your out is from this point.
So let's see. Yeah, if he has another Fet's Fire Spray, it still doesn't work because it wouldn't kill him in one hit, and I think he's dead on. Is he dead on board this turn?
He's dead on. It'd have to be Fire Spray Surprise Strike exactly with him opponent not having interaction and misplaying because I think he's dead.
He buys the Merc Gunship back. So then, as Krusher, do you just counter buy it back? Does he have a Maclunky? Yeah, he does. Okay.
You don't. He has so many ways to just close the game.
And Tyler's just going to scoop it up at this point. Yeah, man, that was interesting. Tyler had a strong start, but Krusher with that barrage off of Zuckuss really turned things around, and he was able to gain control of the board, which is what you want.
Yep. No, it did. Boba Green did what it wanted to do, for sure.
Yeah, gain control of the board and then turn, and there we go. So 0-1 to Krusher, and we're going to see what happens in game 2. What's your sideboard strategy for this matchup?
That's a good question. It really depends on what the Boba Yellow player has and what they have in their board, what they have access to here. Ideally, you'd be looking to play lower to the ground units, right? Something maybe with more health. But I'm not sure actually what they even have access to in this matchup, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's interesting. I also don't know. Neither player played Boba's armor this round, so I'm not sure the upgrade removal is going to be coming in or anything. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, we didn't. That's what I mean. We didn't see Boba's armor, right? I'm not sure if he has Bodhi's in the main. If he has Bodhi's in the main, not in the main, he'll bring them in, right? But he probably has them already in the main.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was intentionally sort of waiting. Bodhi's a strong one here. If the potential to take out a resupply or a barrage or something is really big.
Yep. Thrawn in the chat makes a great point that if the Boba Yellow player is not on the Thrawn, the Forlom Zuckuss in the main, if it's in the 60, that he probably should bring that in.
Oh, he should be bringing it in. Yeah.
Just because it does line up very well on a stat level into what they're trying to do.
Yeah, Zuckuss being if you have Forlom on the board, Zuckuss can ambush in and kill Boba thanks to the +1/+1, and that is important. Additionally, a surprise strike on a Forlom can kill Boba, and a surprise strike on Boba himself can kill Boba.
And also that game too, like I know there was the misplay, right, with the being able to bounce a Forlom, but even before that, if the Greedo had flipped and killed right on that initial Toro untap,
Oh, that might have ended the game right
the game
there. That would
would
have
have been
been
over, I
crazy.
think.
So, you know what? But what's your hit? What's your hit chance on Greedo? It's not that high.
No, it really isn't.
Like I think so. What is it? Like a lot of decks are going to be playing. You know, if you're playing a 50 card deck and you have like let's say you have 10 events and upgrades, you know, you have a 20% chance. Now some decks are playing more than 10, but you know there aren't very many decks that are going to hit Greedo reliably at all because most decks are like substantial majority units.
Yep. No, I think that's accurate. I do think you couldn't plan to hit with it, but it would have been nice for sure.
Yeah. Now, if you're playing Thrawn, that might be a different story. You know, you can have a lot more knowledge, but Thrawn hasn't made a huge impact on the competitive scene.
And it does matter. Back in set one, we did used to run a lot more events, and within both these decks, right? You were playing No Good to Be Deads and Waylays and the Cunnings. Like right now, a lot of people are playing a mixture of those, right? But not the full suite.
Yeah, or like maybe you're doing 2-2-2 instead of 3-3-3, or maybe you're cutting one to the sideboard and only bringing it in on the matchups where you think it's important.
But we also don't have deck lists, so we don't know if the Boba Yellow is on a Maclunky package, right? Or some of the other things they could be doing. We don't know. We didn't see it, of course.
Yeah,
we probably wouldn't see
I
it a
think
lot.
the Maclunky package is a lot more common from Boba Green than it is from Boba Yellow, but it is possible. I have seen it before, I believe.
Yeah. Well, we got the crafty start. That's what you're looking for on the yellow side.
Crafty's strong. Yeah, and there is the crafty smuggler. Here comes Greedo. Now Greedo, you know, once again we might be playing Are You a Lucker here with Greedo versus Crafty Smuggler. That is a favorable, you know, that's a win for Crafty Smuggler, or it's a trade depending on how that top deck goes. Looks like Krusher doesn't have a follow-up play, so it's just the Greedo, and we're moving into turn 2. 2 damage to base from the Crafty Smuggler.
That's an interesting play. I think I would have taken the Greedo out. It allows me.
You think you take the shot there? I was wondering about that.
Because it allows you then to have a safer deployment of your 3-drop, right? Because now he could kill it. He could just kill the Toro.
He could play Toro. Greedo could swing into Toro and get lucky and clear a big unit. Whereas otherwise, if he gets lucky, it's just a smuggler.
Our opponent claims, telling me that he probably is on the Overwhelming Barrage plan, right? Trying to get ramp right off the bat, flip into OB more than likely, but.
And interestingly here, Tyler does play Toro and Greedo doesn't swing.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that 100%.
Now this ramping situation, this is historically why people considered Boba Green to be advantaged against Boba Yellow. Back when they were both playing much more similar game plans, it was like, well, these decks are doing the same thing, but Boba Green can ramp and then he can get his leader out first and surprise strike me or whatever.
Wow. So yeah, really punished for not taking out the Greedo.
Going more for base. But here we go.
I do think you're a little behind me, Tower. I think I'm in the future from you.
No, I was looking back, but man, that is a nasty hotshot blaster.
Yeah, and I think if the crafty had gone into that Greedo right off the bat.
Yeah. Oh, he plays Bodhi, and it's not 1 barrage, it's 2 barrages. That is not what you want to see either.
No.
Ooh. Boy, yeah, and you know, really insult to injury with the Greedo bumping off the smuggler anyway, thanks to his top deck there.
Right.
All right, Tyler is maybe in some trouble here. Krusher does opt to go for the base. Yeah, and if he swung into Bodhi, he would clear Bodhi, but there would be a risk of there would be a risk at that point of getting picked off by Forlom or something.
Yeah, and I do like what you didn't want to have happen if you were on the other side, was, you know, a big OB punishing your flip. Although the math would have been a little bit awkward, it would have been able to at least take out Boba, your Boba leader on that turn.
And
so I
with
can
the
understand.
resources readied up there, he brings out Boba Disintegrator as well. Tyler now flipping through his cards, really considering what's going on here. No good to me dead on Boba. Okay, not bad. Forlom picking off Bodhi.
Yeah, not what you want to see.
Boy,
no good to me dead. I
Tyler's
understand
in some
it.
trouble.
Yeah, I wonder if those came in or if he's running them main at the moment.
Oh man, Krusher! Yeah, Krusher just swinging Boba Disintegrator into the base. I think Krusher is like, hey, my board is so much better here. I'm gonna be the aggro now. Let's go.
Yeah, he's got basically full control here.
If he has a copy of Zuckuss, this could be devastating. Tyler continuing to kind of shuffle his cards there. He's in a tough spot here.
He's in a really tough spot. Of course, cunning can get you out of a lot of tough spots, but
Absolutely.
even from this, he really hasn't done enough damage to get full advantage or something like that later.
Where's Boba swinging? It's the base.
It's the base.
And I believe Tyler has not cleared a unit here to recover 2 resources. But he throws out a waylay on Forlom, which on the one hand it heals Forlom, but I think it's probably a good idea because a Zuckuss here would be horrible.
Yep, all right, they caught it, but their enemy Boba's still
Yeah,
tapped
still
out.
exhausted. No good to me dead.
Bouncing the Forlom does prevent the Zuckuss play, which is big.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I mean, Krusher could swing small Boba into Boba and then swing Forlom into Boba to clear him in theory. So
Could, yep.
A Boba's armor here for Tyler might be pretty big if he has it.
Yep, agreed. That would be a massive, especially because then that would allow. I think I see a Futz Fire Spray in hand and a Cunning. I don't know what the third card is though.
7th Fleet Defender on the board from Krusher. Honestly, not the most exciting play here.
No, not really what you're looking to do. I know he's trying to hold up the Forlom.
Ooh, it's the
right.
it's the Hotshot Blaster and 6 damage to base.
That's no Boba's armor, but it is really action efficient.
Yeah. And if we did potentially see a Zuckuss, it would now be less. Oh, but there's another. Oh, that is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Another hot shot combined with Boba Disintegrator with the extra damage trades for the Boba leader there, and Crusher's still in a really solid spot.
I think Tyler has a Bodhi in hand, which he needs to take the OB out of the hand. No, it's a Cloud Rider actually.
Ooh, yeah,
because we know there's an OB
worse than a Bodhi.
Yeah, because he can't play his Fet's Fire Spray at the moment.
Or it'll get barraged from leader Boba even if he's exhausted.
Correct.
Overwhelming Barrage, really good card.
Turns out.
That one, people correctly identified that card as really good from very early on.
Yeah, it is very obviously good.
Cloud Rider gets killed very easily by Forlom.
It's interesting though, if you're the Boba Yellow player, you're not feeling too bad. Out of all the things that can happen on the 7 resource turn, right?
Yeah.
Getting hit by a Forlom is not the end of the world here.
Oh, waylay.
He did have a waylay. Okay.
Tyler went for the fire spray there, maybe seeing the resources exhausted for the bombardment, but only to get waylaid.
Well, I guess you have it. I'm gonna have it now. Yeah. You claimed it already? Yeah. So then I have now or 14.
14 here, I think I heard them say.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
And a Greedo hits the field for Krusher as well. Greedo's seen a lot of play this game.
He really has. I think that might be the 6th one we've seen.
It's looking like a very tough situation for Tyler. I don't really know what he could have that would get him out of this scrape. What do you think? What do you think, Chrono? Is there an out here?
I don't know. Having the way the last turn was really big. because not being able to get in with that Fet's Fire Spray for a little bit, we're out of reach of a lot of our damage from hand
It
plays.
needs to do 16 damage to Crusher's base to win.
And we're assuming we still have OB, right? I'm assuming he didn't resource it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never want to see that with the Cunning.
Maybe. Yeah, going for the random discard here, I guess.
Cunning would have been big last
Oh, no,
turn.
Exhaust and Bounce. Okay, he bounces the Forlom.
If he had Cunning last turn, we might be in a different situation, right? But
Cunning is a very good card, but I don't. It at the very least means that he's not going to die this turn, I don't think. But I'm not sure that it may just be postponing the inevitable here. It's a very non-permanent solution. And now bouncing that Forlom, anything he brings out can be ambushed by Forlom.
yeah, and I think the big issue now is we're in the Reinforcement Walker territory, right, from the Boba Green. And
ooh. Well, that's unfortunate.
This one's all is over, I think.
Looking like a 2-0 for Krusher here. Syndicate lackeys clear out Toro Calican, and then a 7th Fleet Defender hits the field just after. And there is, I'm pretty sure he has lethal on board here.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Tyler has that card that bounces everything. I'm trying to think of what even keeps him alive for a turn.
Yeah, too late for that.
That's Fire Spray, Trinket Barrage, and that's
over.
it. Yep. And that's the game. Strong performance by Krusher there with Boba Green getting a huge win over Boba Yellow in this second game after a more closely fought game 1.
Yeah, this one was definitely a decisive victory on the green side. Definitely got all the cards he needed. Having the 2 OB into a Bodhi was huge. Kept that Fire Spray at bay for multiple turns.
What do you think? So Syndicate Lackeys, what do you think about that card?
As a Sabine Green player, I hate that card. I'll be honest with you. That card is an excellent answer to a lot of
funny
things.
Because in set 1, Syndicate Lackeys was, I think it was initially considered like this is the like we have Bosk at home card. This is the card that you play in draft because it's common or whatever.
Yep.
But now we're seeing it actually being played over Bosk or in addition to Bosk in some competitive decks.
A lot of 5 health things, right? Not only do you have the 5 health leaders, right? But you also have the 5 health units like Cassian and Toro.
It's become more important with those 3 5s that we were talking about earlier. 5 is a breakpoint now.
5 is a breakpoint, which is big. It's always been a breakpoint, but now it's even more, right?
It used to be like there would be a lot of situations where it didn't really matter that much. But there are a lot more units where it matters with all those 3 5s now. And, Sabine has become
Thanks for watching and supporting Maclunky
prevalent.
Gaming.
Yep.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It's a great answer for that.
See you next time.
It's a great answer because it's going to 2-for-1 your opponent.
And I believe the Syndicate Lackeys also do have the Underworld trait. So in a Cad Bane deck, you can actually hit somebody for 6, which is pretty nice sometimes.
Yeah, but Forlom's even better in those strategies, right? Because then Forlom's hitting your 5 in a lot of the situations.
Forlom is really good.